The Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run passed through downtown Louisville. Mayor Craig Greenberg shared how you could be part of the Community Safety Commission, and the city cut the ribbon on the Nick Rodman Legacy Park. All that and more on Louisville This Week. I'm John Ramsey, Director of City Partnerships. Mayor Greenberg announced the creation of the Community Safety Commission and encouraged community members to apply to be a part of the commission.
At Metro government, our highest priority is public safety. It makes everything else that we do possible. We are seeing great progress all across our city, but even with the progress of 30% lower homicides and shootings this year, we're not satisfied. We know and are working to ensure that this progress, that this positive momentum happens even faster, that we make even more progress. And that's why we've been stepping up our efforts to collaborate with local, state, and federal partners to crack down on violent crime all across our city. We need community involvement to help continue this push forward to keep us transparent and accountable to the entire community as this work continues.
Now the Community Safety Commission is going to serve two different purposes. Not only will it support the implementation of Safe Louisville, but it will also support the implementation of the community commitment, Louisville's consent decree. Will receive and respond to regular reports provided by Louisville Metro and that independent monitor concerning the performance of the strategies in Safe Louisville and the obligations in the community commitment. Go to louisvilleky.gov/Safe Louisville. Then you're going to see two buttons. Each say apply online. The one on the left says citizen representatives. The one on the right says community organizations.
8 community representatives, 1 from each LMPD division, and then 7 representatives of community organizations, and then some representatives of various parts of the government, judicial branch and the executive branch, and the Metro Council as well. We want to encourage community organization representatives, citizens from all part of the community, particularly those that have been disproportionately impacted by violent crime, to apply. And so this is the beginning of our outreach effort to individuals and organizations across the community to apply to be a part of the Community Safety Commission.
Mayor Greenberg joined the Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run, which encourages law enforcement worldwide to champion acceptance and inclusion for individuals with intellectual disabilities.
Where's KDG?
This is no ordinary run. This is a movement. This is a celebration of courage, of dreams, and the unbreakable human spirit.
This is a great opportunity. Thank you so much for inviting us out here so we could be a part of this today.
I love it more and more each year, and to see it growing each year, thanks to Jenna, thanks to everyone from LMPD and the other law enforcement.
Today, we stand together unified by a flame that burns brighter than any challenge, stronger than any doubt, and fiercer than any obstacle. This is the flame of hope. We as law enforcement officers, supporters, and community heroes are keeping it safe. With every step you take, every mile you run, you carry the dreams of these athletes forward. You show the world that inclusion just isn't a word. It's a promise, a commitment, a fire we keep burning.
It was awesome. I'm actually the first ever athlete that's actually got to run with the mayor in Louisville. Getting to see like the support of people on the sidewalks as we were running by, they were all cheering. And running through the city of Louisville, it was great also. It was an epic run.
It's a challenge to rise, to inspire, and to show the world that together we are unstoppable.
I do basketball, softball, bowling, snowshoeing, golf, bocce, and basically an entire runner.
So let's raise this torch high and let's make this moment a blazing testament to courage and unity.
A large crowd was on hand for the grand opening of the Nick Rodman Legacy Park.
Nick Rodman Legacy Park stands as a lasting tribute to the service and dedication to Louisville. His sacrifice will never be forgotten. Nick was proud to protect and serve the city that he loved. This space is a perfect tribute to him, where people can come together and enjoy each other and the beauty of this community. It's a space where his kids, Mason and Ellie, can play with their friends, visit, and share the legacy of their dad. This was made possible because of the collaboration of many local leaders and neighbors and community partners. I would particularly like to thank Councilman Khalil Batshon for his work to make this happen. It's proof that when we come together as one, anything can happen. It also shows the support that our community has for the men and women of LMPD. Today, we dedicate this park as a reminder of the courage and service of all officers in LMPD. Nick's courage and spirit will live on through this space and inspire future generations. This is something that Nick truly would have been proud of.
June is Great Outdoors Month, and the crowd at Nick Rodman Legacy Park was definitely celebrating. Mayor Greenberg joined Governor Andy Beshear for a Pre-K for All press conference at MMY-US. Pre-K for All is not only good for our children, but also benefits businesses and workforce development.
Today, by executive order, I am creating the Team Kentucky Pre-K for All Advisory Committee. We're bringing together 28 great leaders from across the Commonwealth from different geographic regions and political backgrounds who have a broad range of experience in education, workforce development, and business. These leaders are great advocates, and they are going to tour our state to make sure that everyone's voice gets heard as we put together what could be the best pre-K program in this country. We have parents like Rudy Spencer. We have educators like Maddie Shepard, Joel Wolford, and Jenny Ward Bolander. We have local leaders like Sarah Davishire Wisdom, President and CEO of Greater Louisville, Inc. We have both red and blue state leaders like former Representatives Travis Brenda as well as Derek Graham. We have leaders from the business community like Scott Davis, who's the chairman and CEO of Field and Main Bank and chair of the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. We have our commissioner of the Kentucky Department of Education, Dr. Robbie Fletcher, and Council on Post-Secondary Education President, Dr. Aaron Thompson. We have an all-star group of leaders from every part of this Commonwealth, from every aspect of our economy, all coming together because they believe this is the right thing to do.
Mayor Greenberg announced the appointment of Bill Bell as the first ever Louisville Department of Transportation Director.
What I've done so far has led me here, and I'm glad to be here. The goal of the Department of Transportation is to bring about safer, more efficient travel for all the residents of Louisville and visitors that come to Louisville, for faster deployment of projects so we can see those benefits quicker. You know, we have striping projects, we have one-way to two-way projects downtown, and also sidewalk renovation. Those are going to be some tangible things that a lot of residents are going to see. One of the main areas is pedestrian safety. For every county and statewide, we look at the bike ped crash or fatality rate or number is compared to the total. 15% is the threshold. So last year we were at 16% statewide. Louisville was at 40%. So Louisville was very much overrepresented in bike ped fatalities. That is going to be a main focus for us. You don't want to be over that threshold. That means too many families are affected and in a bad way. And so we want to keep that number down. These crashes and fatalities are unacceptable. And another part of the safe system approach is we have to be proactive. And so we have to proactively deal with this problem, and we need to fix it. In the first 3 weeks, we will have a meeting in conjunction with Highway Safety, which that's where I am now, but so I'll be joining Highway Safety as the Director of Transportation from Louisville, and so we'll be talking to residents in the West End, seeing what their issues are, what they see in their communities that we may not have data for. And so the idea is not to have data, because data means that someone has been injured or killed in a crash. And ultimately we don't want that data because we want to be proactive to prevent that. I have a lot of good relationships with the state, so we will continue and strengthen those relationships, and if it leads to more funding, great. And I would hope it would, because we are overrepresented here in Louisville on certain crashes, like pedestrian crashes. So we need some assistance, and we will gladly take that and have more projects to help pedestrians as they move about the city.
It was lights, camera, action at the Louisville Gardens construction kickoff. This redevelopment project will be Louisville's first ever dedicated soundstage for film and television production.
Wonderful times and wonderful things have happened in Louisville Gardens for years, and I am so excited to be here today with my friends who are elected officials to talk about the next chapter for Louisville Gardens that is going to make even more memories, not just for people in Louisville, but for people around the world that get to see wonderful productions that were filmed right here.
Rural-urban divide, no longer there. Building the bridges. How this is probably, in my career, one of the better things I've seen about a cooperative nature in creating things to happen. Not just for our largest city, which needs to be healthy, fiscally healthy, for the state to be strong. Not just for them, but for the whole state.
It may take a lot of imagination to look at our historic Louisville Gardens today and visualize that soon it will be a state-of-the-art production facility that will be bustling with lights, camera, and so much action.
Just the fact that this is a 100-plus-year-old building, there's just things you have to investigate. You have to understand the integrity of the steel. You have to understand the integrity of the walls. That just takes time. But we are doing it. We are proceeding. And quite honestly, if everything goes according to what we believe and we're successful with all of our our historic tax credit requests, it's very, very, very possible that we could start construction by the end of the year.
We are well on the road to realizing the grand vision of creating a new industry in Louisville and across our entire Commonwealth.
Congratulations to Joe Irwin, JCPS Coordinator of Environmental Safety, who received the 2024 Joan Ream Memorial Environmental Leadership Award from the Partnership for a Green City. Dr. Polio also received an Environmental Leadership Award for his years of service.
I am extremely proud to present the 2024 Joan Ream Memorial Environmental Leadership Award to Joe Irwin.
This is very cool, very nice. I have to extend a huge thanks to all the people that I talked to at these schools, these motivated teachers, staff who sacrificed their lunch to go work with students in the cafeteria to capture this recyclable material. And we recycle more, we save more money for the school system, and it also helps the environment in a grand scheme of things about the energy that's spent on shifting all this material around to be reclaimed into new materials.
Here are some highlights of our recipient. Manages air quality testing, promotes idle-free campuses to protect children, provides environmental education on a variety of issues, promotes recycling and composting with students, teachers, and support personnel, works with nutrition services to use recyclable cardboard trays, promotes food rescue. He works with nutrition services to keep food out of the trash, tracks recycling and trash collection issues and works to resolve them, trains plant operators and custodians, and participates on the partnership total materials management and sustainable behavior teams.
And I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to Dr. Polio. But Dr. Marty Polio, on its 20th anniversary, the Partnership for a Green City recognizes you as a sustainability champion.
June is Immigrant Heritage Month, and we're celebrating with stories of women of empowerment.
My name is Janan Sarwar. I am a child of immigrants from Bangladesh. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm a pharmacist by profession and a publisher by trade. I work for Global Bookshelves International, a hybrid publishing company, as well as publishing in doses. And my children and I have a storytelling podcast called Salam Storytime.
My name is Anita Shimriman. I am immigrant from Burundi. I came here in 2007 from Tanzania camp. What I do, I own home care and transportation company.
Hi, my name is Carolina Tafor. I am a first-generation American with parents from Colombia. I also work for Norton Healthcare, and I'm completing my philanthropy fellowship through their program.
My experiences in Louisville have been outstanding. I was born and raised in Clarksville, Tennessee, and as a child of immigrants, I saw firsthand what it was like to grow up and be an immigrant, whether it comes from looking for your favorite foods and finding other people from your culture. At the time, 20, 30 plus years ago, it was very difficult. But here, now that I live in Louisville, the diversity of the cultures, the food, the people, and all the things that you can find has really made me feel at home and feel comfortable living here and meeting new people and learning about different cultures as well.
Being here as a refugee, it hasn't been easy. My second year in high school and my third wasn't great, so I decided to drop out. But after a few months, I decided to go back. I finished high school, then went to college. After I finished my bachelor degree, I decided to start a business. I finished my master's in business with 4 kids. That's when I decided maybe I can help other women who are in the same situation as me for a scholarship, which I started in 2021, is $1,500 that we give to any Burundian who would like to continue education.
So being a first generation, it came with a lot of trials and tribulation, but it also came with a lot of joy and just so much pride. Having parents that English wasn't their primary language, it put a lot of responsibility on their children. I was a translator at a very young age, but it really wasn't until my mom got sick when I was younger, and she had to have surgery. And she had a couple of aneurysms in her head, and it was a very challenging time. She didn't really understand the healthcare system. She didn't understand what was going on. And me seeing how me and my family really advocated for her, me and my sisters rose up to the occasion and translated documents, translated what the providers would say, what the nurses would say, and would just support her throughout that time. That was really the pivotal point for me to step into healthcare. And it really gave me the responsibility to advocate for the community.
Empowerment means having the knowledge, confidence, and support to achieve a goal. Empowerment comes from those around you as well as within yourself. That's how I define empowerment.
What is empowerment is to help others and lift others up, especially as migrants. We have to help each other who comes after us, so we can show them around or how they can survive as we did.
Empowerment to me means advocacy. To be an advocate for those around you, to be an advocate for yourself, to be an advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves, to be an advocate for those that don't have a voice, to be an advocate for those that are young, and just to be an advocate for the community. I believe that there is nothing stronger than one person's voice, and one person's voice can make the biggest change.
Mayor Greenberg is keeping the public informed with his weekly Mayor's Minute.
Hey Louisville, what a busy week it's been. We're here at MMYUS, where we are building affordable homes for Louisvillians by Louisvillians. And also, we just got done with Governor Beshear announcing his new initiative to make early childhood learning a reality for all 4-year-olds across the entire state. This is something I strongly support. We're off to a great start with Thrive by 5 Louisville, and we want to see it all across the Commonwealth. We announced the creation of the Community Safety Commission. Help us make Louisville safer and implement the community commitment. Apply on our website. I also had the honor of joining fallen officer Nick Rodman's family to officially open Nick Rodman Legacy Park in Southwest Louisville. Check it out this weekend or any weekend this summer with your family. Our local law enforcement community once again took to the streets for the Special Olympics torch run to support and celebrate these incredible athletes. We announced Bill Bell as the first director of Louisville's new Department of Transportation. Welcome to the team, Bill. And we got an inside look at Louisville Gardens transformation, soon to be the city's first permanent TV and film production facility operating at a world-class level. Finally, good luck to U of L's baseball team this weekend as they head into the Super Regionals at Jim Patterson Stadium. Go Cards and have a great weekend.
You're never at a loss for something to do in Louisville. Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism has suggestions for what you might enjoy this month.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism. Here are a few things happening around Louisville this week. Old Fashioned Fortnight kicks off June 1st, culminating with National Bourbon Day on June 14th. Celebrate America's native spirit and Louisville's official cocktail with tastings, tours, and bourbon-themed events like the Ideal Bartender Experience at Evan Williams Bourbon Experience, Behind the Bar Cocktail Class at Angel's Envy Distillery, and Whiskey Row Walking Tours. Floral Frenzy at Kentucky Kingdom is in full force with vibrant displays and themed entertainment throughout the park. Don't miss the Silent Disco on June 7th from 7 to 9 p.m., where you can dance under the stars with wireless headphones. The Wine Walk on June 7th is a festival featuring a variety of delicious wine samplings and food tastings. Stroll through 4th Street Live while enjoying exclusive pours, live entertainment, and a vibrant atmosphere perfect for wine lovers of all kinds. Doors open at 2 p.m. The annual Buy Local Fair is back on June 8th at Lynn Family Stadium. The event will include booths from local retailers, organizations, and artists, as well as music, food, a cooking competition, and a kids' fun zone. And don't forget to cheer on Lou City versus Rhode Island FC on June 11th at 8 p.m. This is youth sports night, so bring the whole squad. Groups of 10 or more can get their team photo on the video board. Find out more details about these events and others at gotolouisville.com. Just click on the calendar of events.
June is National Candy Month, so we went out on the streets of Louisville to see what people say is their favorite candy.
My favorite candy is Hershey's.
Now later.
And my favorite candy is Reese's.
And I mess with the Skittles. I like them Skittles.
I love a good Almond Joy, and Twix would have to be my second one.
Yeah, my favorite candy is Snickers.
My favorite candy is gummy bears and gummy worms. I like both of those. Yeah.
And it's chocolate covered cherries.
And my favorite candy is the cola gummies from Haribo.
And my favorite candies, now laters.
Skittles.
Skittles.
And my favorite candies, Airhead Extremes.
And I like anything with dark chocolate.
I love turtles.
And I also like anything with dark chocolate.
Louisville Metro Animal Services has several dogs, cats, kittens, and puppies that are looking for a good home. Thank you for watching Louisville This Week. Please share Metro TV with your family and friends and ask them to join us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. And download our app on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Have a great week.